Welcome in, everybody, to another exciting week of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Series. This is your host, Bobby Boy, with your co-host, J-Dog, in the booth. What's up, J-Dog?
Oh, not much. How's everybody evening doing this during this beautiful day.
Yes, sir. Taking on week 5 here, and today is a different story for these guys as these guys take on a road course here at the famous Glen. I think we're prepared to see some really good racing here. You know, a lot of track here, a lot to go on. We're just going to be doing 30 laps tonight, I believe, 30 laps, and we got some daytime here a little bit later in the afternoon, so we're going to have some cooler temperatures on the track. We should be able to see these cars do some amazing things today.
It sounds pretty good out here, so we're just got to have to see what's going to happen. Hopefully these guys can handle this tough track.
As of right now, Peyton Barfield is going to be your fastest driver on the track right now, with Scott Cazenave currently out here running up his second lap of qualifying here. Second fastest right now.
Scott Cazenave just took the pole position, got a minute 10.778.
It does look like we're going to have a field of 17 drivers here, so this definitely is going to be a great race here, and excited to see what's going to happen. So everybody, as we get ready to finish up the qualifying here, we have about 2 minutes left of qualifying. We're going to step away and thank all of our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we're back from that commercial break, everybody. Let's also not forget to thank CNL Carpets with Greg Langford here, a high member and admin of our league. Thank you, Greg, for everything you do. He is also the race controller of Heart to Heart Motorsports, everybody. He controls the cautions and everything, besides what iRacing does not control. So thank you, Greg, for everything you do once again. And to all of the sponsors out there, thank you for everything you do for Heart to Heart Motorsports. It would not be racing without you guys. We're going to have a great race tonight. It looks like we still have a few drivers that haven't qualified here. Maybe they're just looking to hang out in the back and just kind of take their time getting used to the track and getting the feel of things, you know. So good luck to all of the drivers out there. Let's have some fun. Fans, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Heart to Heart races. Races brought to you every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It looks like we're going to grid up here now for the race, everybody. Man, would you look at that pace car? That is a beautiful pace car right there. We're getting lined up and ready to go racing, everybody. Here's your starting up lineup, everybody. That's your starting lineup, everybody, as we get ready to go racing here at the Glen for 30 laps.
These drivers better be prepared for this. This is going to be one heck of a challenge. All these cars looking good out here on this track.
So as they're pacing around this track, you know, they've been running oval for the first 4 races of this season, including the ones that drive the Legends Series. You got to win these ones, you know, not running road courses all the time. It's definitely a game changer.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a different pace for these guys out here being out here on this road course. We're just going to have to see what's going to happen between when these start taking off from the beginning of this race. Speaking of, boogity boogity boys, let's go racing at the Glen.
This first corner here as we're going around, and it's going to look like a good corner here. Look at there. Now that is what you call some racing right here, y'all. If you look at this is way difficult for the drivers if you're not understanding where the other cars are. There is a lot in consideration here that you have to think about.
We're just going to have to see how they're going to do when they're coming around for the first turn there. We're going to the first stop right there. We're going to see what happens.
We're going to get able to keep going. These cars are looking really good right now.
Looking pretty good now coming back on the front straightaway. Lock those brakes, guys. Coming around this first corner right here, you better slow down.
probably around a 2-second gap against Scott Hazard. Hazard is keeping a close enough gap to where this can benefit him.
It can change in a matter of minutes, and it won't take long for this to happen. We'll see.
Here we are riding with Ryan Perona, 10, battling it out with Alan Marr here in the number 9.
These cars act totally different on this road course now. Full acceleration. Running along right now with Ryan Perone. Alan Marr now currently in 10th place. And just now past Ryan Perone. Single file on that long back straightaway going into the bus stop. Looking really smooth out here right now, out here in the Glen.
Austin's going to come off that corner a little bit there, get free. Currently battling in that top 8. Take a look at our leader here. Our leader looking very smooth here on these corners. Very good corner entry here coming in and off of the corner. That's definitely what you want here at the Glen. To stay smooth as possible. Do not overdrive the car. Make sure you're in the right gear, because if you're in the wrong gear, then that can really screw you here in the long run. Scott Cazenave is definitely still keeping it very close with Javier right there behind Scott Cazenave. They are keeping it very close here, so that is where you want to be. That's not a bad spot to be at all. We're going to have Dan Collison here in back and forth place, everybody. He's currently running fourth right now. And we're going to have Bobby Joe Lane in the 02 Bass Tire car in the 5th place spot right now. Now looking to make his way around Austin here, now on that inside. Austin dropping low, trying to make it back around, and he is going to get it back.
Pretty close driving here at the Glen so far. Just going out to see what happens. A lot of action going on around this track right now. '57 cutting through the course right there at the bus stop.
Sir, that will give him a black flag. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful night, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Glad to have you all here with Heart to Heart Motorsports. Me and J-Dog. Much love to everybody here. Thank you, everyone, for making it such a great experience. Dusty Robinson looking here to gain on Zach here for that 9th place spot. There is still a lot of movement and a lot of racing going on within this whole track here, and it's a whole lot of track coverage. There's a whole lot of coverage here. These guys are getting kind of spread out, but there's a lot of battles going on side by side here. Can't wait to see what happens. Scott Cazenade's now going to run his new personal best lap time right there. That was definitely a smooth lap.
Scott last lap time was 1.111.397. Robinson in the 5 looks like he's starting to pick up a little bit behind Zach right now. Doing pretty good through the bus stop now.
Hayden Barfield still holding a steady, consistent lead up here, keeping right around that 4-second gap right now against Scott Cazenave into 2nd place spot. With Javier still currently running 3rd, and Dan Cullison still 4th, and Bobby Joe Lane in 5th. Austin Cornpost now has made his way up to that 6th place spot. Austin has definitely been the biggest mover of this race so far.
Austin Cornpost in the 95.
Currently running about a 4-second gap between 5th place right now. Dusty Robinson, he's still looking very smooth back here. He's been making some moves. He's slowly gaining on to the rest of these guys in front of him. And just making smart moves. That's what you do want to do here. You do not want to rush, and you do not want to get crazy, because once you do, it's going to be game over.
But like Mike's now still right behind Rusty Robinson, starting to make his move a little bit. Rusty Robinson still right behind Ryan Perrone. About to get ready to come around the front straightaway.
And there's one thing about the Glen here, you know, the Glen doesn't have full course cautions. It only has like a partial caution. So, you know, unfortunately, if you get into some trouble, if you don't get back into line and hurry up and get back in order, you can definitely lose a whole lot of time there. Fall back.
Yeah, that's true. You can actually really fall behind on this track.
Kelly Akron's going to eat some of the grass right there just to avoid the trouble. A few drivers are going to make their way around him here.
I thought I seen that. Steve Harrison's got a little bit of damage on that front right of that Toyota Camry.
So it does look sink in there a little bit as these leaders are going around him. So, you know, it's a possibility. It definitely is. And you can really hit one of these balls the wrong way, you know. It can hurt you.
Trust me, I've been there. I've done that. Ryan Perrone now starting to catch up with Zach.
And
Oh,
Zach is going to
never mind.
get free there. And I don't believe Ryan got into him there. way he came off that corner, just he probably gave it too much throttle coming off, is my guess. He's going to lose it, but hopefully he'll get spun back around and keep going, you know, because he was running very smooth. He was looking really good there. I believe he's going to be able to keep going, and he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get exciting in the moment, and especially when you gotta jump on that gas too hard coming around that turn 1.
Well, keep chucking away, Zach. You're still running 12th place, man, with only an 8-second gap. You got this. You got this. Just take your time and keep it steady, brother. Keep it steady. Some good racing still going on here, everybody.
Peyton Bairfield's looking pretty good out here. He's looking really smooth. He's got a 5-second gap between Javier and himself.
Sir, Javier currently making his way around Scott Cazenave. He's going to currently be running that second place position right now. Looking very smooth here as well. A lot of racing going on here. A lot of hard racing. Have Scott Cazenave in that third place spot, and that's 0-3. That's what I'm talking about. 3-3. Let's go. Let's go. All right. We're going to have Dan Collison, everybody, currently running in that fourth place spot with Bobby Joe Lane currently running in fifth with Austin knocking on that back door, everybody. Austin is there. Austin said, I'm sixth, and we're going to make it fifth if you don't hurry it up and get out of my way. Just kidding. Just kidding, everybody. Hope you're all having a good night, y'all. Much love, everybody. Let's go. We're going to have Alan Marr not that far behind Bobby Joe Lane and Austin, everybody. And then next in line, that's going to be Andrew, everybody. Andrew Lawmeyer, everybody. And the number 31 currently running in that 8th place spot. That is a beautiful ride right there tonight. I'm telling you what. We've seen a lot of this guy tonight because he's definitely put on some good racing, everybody. Ryan Perrone, everybody. Ryan Perrone's back here hanging out with Rusty Robinson and the number 5. He is currently running in that 10th place spot. That is going to be your top 10 right now, everybody. We're going to have Bud Light Mike not too far behind Rusty Robinson as well, everybody. And then we're going to have Zach Samlin next up in line, everybody. That's going to be your 12th place spot with William Martin Y'all in the number 2 back here with Greg Langford, everybody. Oh, excuse me. Let me take that back. That is Kelly Akron right there. He's going racing against right now, y'all. That is William Martin in the number 2 and Kelly Akron in the number 19, everybody. That's going to be Greg Langford right here in the number 7, everyone. And Steve Harrison in the number 1. He still does have that right damage. I don't believe he's went in and got that right hand front damage fixed there. You can kind of hear them brakes are squealing a little bit there. Do you hear that, everybody? You hear it? Man. All right, everybody. Let's go back to exciting racing. Let's go. Miff said, I'm a number 1 Peyton Barfield fan. No question. Nobody hits the curves at the Glen like he does. Let's go, Peyton. All right, let's light it up, he said. He's definitely looked very smooth today, I have to say. He's looking really good out here. He's definitely done some impressive racing here with Heart to Heart, and I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this season. So there's a lot of great drivers here, man. There's a lot of clean racing. I got to say, these guys are really putting on a great show today. You cannot complain about how these guys are going about this here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Andrew is currently running in that 8th place spot. He's looking very smooth here. As Peyton's getting ready to come around some of this lap traffic here, it's going to make it really tough for him coming around these cars right here.
He's got a pretty good race going on so far. He's getting ready to pass these 2 cars.
And he's going to go in and pit this lap.
Makes it tougher. Pit stops already.
I believe so. I believe so. I believe we're getting to that point.
So right now, that will push Javier into pole position. We'll see how he holds up until he decides to go in.
I'll tell you what, they're handling that bus stop like pros today, I'm telling you. I watched them practicing earlier this week and watching a lot of cars lose control, you know, but I am very impressed with these drivers. They are all doing such a wonderful job. Scott Cazenave is not that far behind Javier. He is definitely still keeping a close enough gap here. With a 5-second gap, everybody, he is right there. All right, everybody, as we're getting close to that halfway point, everybody, we're going to step away and take a minute with our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
Thank you so much to all of the sponsors of Heart to Heart, y'all. We are back, and we are back to go racing. Let's not forget CNL Carpet, y'all, one of our main sponsors here, one of the series sponsors of Heart to Heart, ARCA Series. Races every Sunday, everybody, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure y'all come check us out. Please don't forget to subscribe. Check out our website, showingheartfam.com, for all Heart to Heart information and merchandise. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is your host, Bobby Boy. J-Dog, this is Deborah.
It's been an excellent race so far. Barely see any kind of trouble going on.
Austin Cornprost back here behind Dan, that third place car. The question is, does he really push to try to get around him right now, or is his better option to just stay there and run consistently? Let's not forget that Peyton went in and hit it, and Peyton is still currently in that 5th place spot right behind them. As Scott Cazenave and Javier in the 24, the race leader, are battling to get around lap tracker. That is allowing these guys in the back to gain and catch back up.
Looked like William Mark got a little loose there in front of the coming down the long back straightaway. Austin Corn posting in 95, looking pretty good out here on the Glen.
Looks like we're going to have Dan Colson hit that lap.
Good battle right there between Austin Cornpost and Peyton Bars.
Austin's going to get a little high off of that corner there, but that's going to be able to give him a little bit of momentum he needed to stay right there in front here, everybody. There's the 0-2 of Bobby Lane, now currently looking to make his way around William Martin here.
Am I seeing this correctly? I think Alan Marr is missing his front end of his car.
William Martin here, y'all currently running in that 10th place spot with Greg Langford right behind him, which they are battling for position. Greg Langford is now going to take that 10th place spot.
Austin in the 95 trying to make his move now. Trying to get back around, Peyton. Ooh, got a little loose.
Loose there, pushing it a little hard. But let's not forget that he is still only 5 seconds away from reaching Scott Cazenave in that second place spot. Scott Cazenave has now got an 11-second gap against your leader, Javier. Javier, with just 10 laps to go, is going to be a race leader right now. But still, a lot can happen here in 10 laps, everybody. So we're excited to see what's going to happen here as everybody starts pushing it a little harder as we're getting at these final laps.
Well, like Mike, better be watching out, and Javier is knocking on his door. Looked like Mike got a little bit of loose. Coming in too quick for that corner. See what happens when they get ready to go be on the front straightaway. Whoa, got one going around right there. What was that anyways that went around?
I believe that was Andrew.
Well, it was Andrew. Andrew went around, coming around turn 1. You probably gave gun it too much coming around the corner.
I tell you what, that is a beautiful ride though, isn't it?
Andrew does got a nice car.
Alamar still running around this track without that front flip.
Now they got me wondering what happened to that front end of Alan Marr's car.
Who knows? Maybe it'll help his downforce. But still running in that 5th place spot. I mean, he's holding on to it, you know. But let's not forget, Lane is coming. Lane is knocking on his back door, and he just locking these tires up in these corners is not going to help Lane get up there.
I'm laughing so hard up in this booth right now, it feels like I'm watching Wreckfest instead of the NASCAR.
Peyton Barfield's going to be in that 4th place spot right now. Let's not forget he took a little earlier pit, but he is now out here grinding, and he is making a very good time as he's only about 2 seconds of a gap from Austin Ponto. This 2nd and 3rd and 4th place spot cars, these guys are close. These guys are really putting out a good race here. Welcome in, David. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Thank you for watching.
This has been a tough track so far, but there is action all over this track right now.
7 laps to go. These guys are really pushing these cars because they are looking for these last-minute moves here at this road course. Like I said, this is the first road course of the season. They do have one more on the schedule. They had Mid-Ohio on the schedule later in the season. So that's going to be another one that they will run. That will be the second road course of the season. But this is week 5, everybody. So these guys are really pushing to make some moves here. Is Scott Cazenave and Austin and Barfield now looking to make their way around Andrew here and stay on that lead lap as well and work and make.
That's a good looking group of cars right there. Now they're getting ready to start coming back on the front straightaway. Let's see what happens. Single followed around turn 1. Now get ready to come to the S-curves now in the back of Glen. Looking pretty good through the bus stop.
Lane still knocking on the back door of Mount Mar here for that 5th place spot.
Look like Bobby Joe now and just closed the gap in on Alan Marr right now as we speak. Alan Marr still don't have that front end of that car, but he's still holding fun in this race. He's looking pretty good though.
With 5 laps to go, I wouldn't do the pits either. I would send it, give it all it's got, do the best I could with it. You know, a top 5 and a top 6 finish is not a bad thing.
Like I always say, if it's still going, let it go.
Scott Cazenave has now got the leader down to a 12-second gap. He has gained a lot of speed in these last few laps. He is starting to gain on this leader. I do not know if he will have enough time to catch the leader, as the leader is ahead quite a bit, but there is definitely a possibility here. There is still a possibility it can happen. Javier is now catching up to the 2 of William Martin here on these last few laps. The question is, as you're the leader and you're leading this race, do you try to race this lap down traffic, or do you just stay consistent behind them, you know, and try to work with them in a consistent speed enough to stay away from second and third?
I will actually try to work with them instead of just passing them at this point, because you only got like 4 laps to go, and I would just work with them, not even worry about passing them at this point. That's just wasting tires and fuel. Or just be consistent behind them and just take my time. But it's always good to put a gap car between first and second anyways.
It looks like these guys are just going to get out of his way. They were going to be trying to get out of his way and his race line. That's always awesome. These drivers work together like that. And, you know, help each other here, keep it a clean race.
There's only 5 cars on the lead lap.
Rephrase what he said, y'all. That is 7 cars on the lead lap. All right, everybody, as we're at 3 to go, everybody, with Javier. With the race lead, everybody, Javier Zapta is going to be that race leader, everybody. With Peyton Barfield just now taking over that second place position against Scott Cazenave. Scott Cazenave's now going to be in that third place spot, with Austin Cornprost going to be in fourth. Alan Marr's going to be in fifth. Bobby Joe Lane's going to be in sixth. Dan Colson's going to be in seventh. Ryan Perone's going to be in eighth. Bud Light Mike's going to be in ninth. And Rusty Robinson in 10th. That's going to be your top 10, everybody. You're done, Steve? What happened to you, bro? What happened? I thought you was looking pretty smooth out there, you know. It's definitely a tough cookie. I know that. It's definitely a tough cookie. There's a lot of battling still going on here in the second place and third place and fourth place spot. A lot going on here. A lot of close battling going on here. As they have closed this gap with just 2 laps to go, down to a 9-second gap. But I still don't believe it's going to be enough to get this leader unless the leader gets into some.
Paired between Watkins Glen and Mid-Ohio, I'd rather drive Watkins Glen than to do Mid-Ohio. Scott Castaneda still currently in third position, while Austin is right behind him, knocking on his door.
Javier still running this lead, everybody, as we take the white flag, everyone. The white flag. The question is, oh man, and I just watched Barfield bounce off the wall back there.
I think you did. He got a little
Definitely
loose coming
did.
off that last corner.
Coming off that final corner, he's going to rub that wall. He's going to be able to hold on to it, though. Man, all right, everybody, as we're at the final lap here at the Glen, y'all.
Coming around the bus
A
stop.
lot can happen here on this final lap, everybody. The final lap. As he is right here with all this lap traffic, everybody. And Scott Cazenave and them have this gap down.
He closed that gap pretty good behind that Javier. Here he goes around the corner.
Comes for the checkered flag, everybody. Javier Zapta is going to be your race winner, everybody. That's going to be Peyton Barfield taking up that second place spot, with Scott Cazenave going to be in P3. Austin Cornprost is going to grab that P4, everybody, with Bobby Joe Lane going to grab P5.
And that right there will round off your top 5.
What an amazing run, everybody. What an amazing run by all these drivers today. They definitely put out some great skill today, some great moves here. You just couldn't complain about what was going on here. You know, lots of great battles throughout this whole race. And a road course at that, so that definitely makes a huge difference here. When you're used to driving ovals week in and week out, it makes a big challenge for these drivers. So here's your race results, everybody. That's going to be Javier's after taking that first place spot, with Peyton Barfield going to take second. Scott Cazenave is going to take third. Austin Cornpro is going to take fourth. Bobby Joe Lane's going to be in that fifth place spot, everybody. That will be the top five. And here's the rest of your lineup, everybody. Much love to all of the drivers out here. Thank you, everybody, for watching, y'all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to watch our races every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, everybody. Let's see if we got anybody in the waiting room, y'all. See if we get our top three in the waiting room and pull these guys in here and see if we can talk to them a bit. Javier, do you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Man, what a great job you did there, man. You pulled it off. You was able to stick it out and make it through them corners very smooth, especially getting in some of that lap traffic later in the run. That makes it a little scary because you just don't know how things are going to go trying to get around those guys. And, you really had a good gap going on there, but they were actually starting to close there a little bit. I believe they had a few more laps. They might have been right there on your tail, but, you pulled it off, man. You had a great race. How you feeling?
Feeling good. I think it was a great race. I thought, for some reason Peyton pitted at some point. I thought I wasn't going to catch him, but I was confused. I even asked the race control if there was a mandatory pit stop, but they said no. And so I just kept going. And in the end, I was just saving fuel. I had about 0.4 gallons left of fuel in the car when I crossed the line. So I was just taking it easy, managing that gap. I think at some point it was about 9 seconds and it went down to like 5. So. But great race. Had fun racing with Scott there in the beginning there. I think everybody was really respectful in terms of passing and going through the turns and passing lap cars. So thanks, everybody.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. You got any shout outs for anybody?
The usual. Shout out to Jenny and shout out to you guys and to everybody. This is something that we don't do week in, week out, and I think we did a good job this time.
Most definitely. I was saying here earlier, these are, this is a road course, y'all are used to doing ovals week in and week out. That's what we mainly run here in Heart to Heart, and to add these road courses that we did this season definitely puts in the challenge for the season.
It's fun. Looking forward to the next one.
Yes, sir. Well, we hope to catch you in the booth again and hope you have a wonderful night.
You too. Thanks.
All right, everybody. I do not know where Peyton is. Peyton's going to be our P2 driver. Peyton, if you hear me, if you're watching out there, come hop into the waiting room here in Discord, and we can give you an interview. So as we wait for Peyton, everybody, let's try to grab our P3 driver here, Scott Cazenave, everybody. Scott Cazenave.
Oh.
Scott, you got a copy, Scott?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Well, we was waiting on Peyton to join. I'm not sure where he is. He finished at P2, but you was able to pull off a P3. A great run. Y'all guys had a great battle going on there. You, Austin, and Peyton there, you was all putting on some good running there, man, and it was very smooth. It seemed like a very good race. Everybody showing care and love for each other, showing that line and respect to each other. How you feeling?
I'm glad it's over with. No, it was a good race. I didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end, so I just kind of short shifting and taking my time and just wasn't pushing the issue there until probably the last 4 or 5 laps. I picked it up a little bit, but I just let Peyton go. He's fast, man. I didn't want to hold him up and wreck us. But it was a great race, man. I just tried to be smooth and save some gas because I didn't have enough, and I I was short shifting to make it to the end, and I just barely made it. But it was a great race. Well, us guys are not used to these road courses too much, so it was a challenge.
Yes, you couldn't have said that any better. And I was talking about that throughout the race. You know, running ovals all the time definitely can make a big difference when you hop on one of these road courses. It goes from a whole different ball game when you have to shift gears all the time and brake constantly and turn left and right.
It's tough. It's tough work, especially us guys. We're used to turning left all the time. We get on these road courses. It's tough for us. I do a little bit of road course racing. And it's still tough for me. So yeah, but it was a great race. It was good.
Overall, great job. You pulled off a P3 today. You got any shout outs?
Oh yeah, I want to shout out to Abrienne, all of our sponsors, Allen Tillery, Cannon Resort, CNL Carpet, Rusty, Greg, all them, everybody in the league. I love racing with you guys, and thank you for broadcasting it, VJ. We know you do a good job.
Appreciate that very much. Me and J Dog is definitely trying to step up our game and make a good broadcast for everybody. So y'all make sure y'all check out Heart to Heart streams every Sunday, y'all, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was great to see you in the booth again, Scott, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right, everybody. It looks like Peyton Barfield's not going to come into the waiting room. It looks like this is going to be another interview. I guess he's just not much of an interview guy, I guess. I haven't seen him come in for an interview ever since he's joined. Maybe that's just not his forte. But great job out there, Peyton. You had a wonderful race, you know, even after pitting, being able to come back and work your way up the field. Great job. Great race from you. Just want to say that from here inside the booth. Much respect. Great racing. But everybody, I hope you're all having a wonderful night. Please don't forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any future races with Heart to Heart. I want to say thank you to everyone who watches and contributes to Heart Motorsports. Me and J-Dog are now stepping away, and we hope to catch you next week as we take the ARCA series to Charlotte.
We will see you at Charlotte next Sunday night.